Sippers, I'm Renee.
I'm Martia.
And I'm Demetrius.
And we are Sip and Unwine, a true crime podcast.
Hey ladies, hey sippers.
Hey guys.
Yes, bring it on. Bring it on. Another True Crime Tuesday.
Ow, 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 ow.
Okay. With the remix.
Breaking it down. All right.
Somebody's hyped tonight, boy.
What we gonna start with, y'all? What do we start with, y'all? What do y'all think we start with every time?
What's our drink, ladies?
What's the drink?
What's the beverage?
So in honor of it being holiday season, our drink of choice today is a white Christmas margarita.
And it is so good.
Y'all, let me tell you. So
I live for margaritas though.
You know,
I have to break that in, sippers.
Girl. So I'm going to encourage sippers to make this, and we're going to put the ingredients on our Instagram and our Facebook page. And if you do, please tag us. But this is a good drink, so tag us, let us see us, give us a shout out, and we'll give you a shout out right back.
Yes, please.
So let's get into this true crime of the week. So first, let me say, welcome to the first Tuesday in December. So December is going to be a different kind of true crime month for Sip and Unwine. This month we have a theme, and that theme is true crimes that became movies. So stay tuned to the Tuesdays this month to see what other true crimes we uncover.
Yes.
All right. So let's start off with my theme, and my theme is going to be on the Jonestown Massacre. So I know we've heard about that many, many times over, and well, maybe not. I don't know.
I never heard of that.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Whoa.
I haven't. Is this a heavy hitter?
Oh, yes. I'm shocked. I'm thinking if you're playing or not.
No, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm serious.
Okay.
You know how we always say doozy?
Yeah.
Is this one a heavy hitter or a doozy?
Okay. So probably when I start reading, you might hear about it or know what it is a little bit, and you'll be like, okay, I did hear about that.
Okay.
But let's get into it.
That's fair.
Yeah, but let's get into it. I just want to dig a little bit deeper just to see, because most people kind of heard about it, and you got your clips and whatever you've seen of it or what you heard, but I just wanted to kind of dig in a little bit more. So this occurred on November 18th, 1978, when more than 900 members of an American cult called People's Temple died in a mass suicide murder under the direction of their leader, Jim Jones. It took place at the so-called Jonestown settlement in the South American nation of Guyana. Jones had founded what became the People's Temple in Indiana in the 1950s, then relocated his congregation to California in the 1960s. In the 1970s, following negative media attention, the powerful, controlling preacher moved about 1,000 of his followers to the Guyanese jungle, where he promised they would establish a utopian community. On November 18th, 1978, U.S. Representative Leo Ryan, who had gone to Jonestown to investigate claims of abuse, was murdered along with 4 members of his delegation. That same day, Jones ordered his followers to ingest poison-laced punch while armed guards stood by. So let's go to the beginning. Jim Jones was born on May 31st, 1931, in rural Indiana. In the early 1950s, he began working as a self-ordained Christian minister in small churches around Indianapolis. In order to raise money to start a church of his own, the charismatic Jones tried various ventures, including selling live monkeys door to door. Jones,
wait, selling what?
Live monkeys. Would you buy a monkey from somebody?
HE double hockey sticks? No. Hell no.
I wonder how much he was selling monkeys for.
How do you present that to someone though? Right. Like, hey, I'm selling monkeys.
You want one?
Like wild monkeys? Like what?
Yeah. Like child. Okay. But
all right.
That's the kind of him. Okay. So Jones opened his first People's Temple Church in Indianapolis in the mid-1950s. His congregation was racially integrated, something unusual at the time for Midwestern churches. In the 1960s, Jones moved his small congregation to Northern California, settling in the Redwood Valley area. In the early 1970s, the ambitious preacher relocated his organization's headquarters to San Francisco and also opened a temple in Los Angeles. In San Francisco, Jim Jones became a powerful figure. He curried favor with public officials and the media, donated money to numerous charitable causes, and delivered votes for various politicians at election time. People's Temple ran social and medical programs for the needy, including a free dining hall, drug rehabilitation, and legal aid services. Jones's message of social equality and racial justice attracted a diverse group of followers, including idealistic young people who wanted to do something meaningful with their lives. As Jones's congregation grew, negative reports began to surface about the man referred to as Father by his followers. Former members described being forced to give up their belongings, their homes, and even custody of their children. They told of being subjected to beatings and said Jones staged fake cancer healings. Faced with unflattering media attention and mounting investigation, the paranoid Jones, who often wore dark sunglasses and traveled with bodyguards, invited his congregation to move with him to Guyana, where he promised them they would build a socialist utopia. In 1974, a small group of Jones's followers went to Guyana to establish an agricultural co-op in the jungle in the tiny nation of Guyana. In 1977, Jones and more than 1,000 temple members joined them and moved there. However, Jonestown did not turn out to be the paradise their leader had promised. Temple members worked long days in the fields and were subjected to harsh punishment if they questioned Jones's authority. Their passports and medications were confiscated, and they were plagued by mosquitoes and tropical diseases.
Sound like you had some modern day slaves. I'm sorry to interrupt. Yeah. Good grief. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness.
Yep. And then you're stuck in Guyana with no passport, and you can't leave. Or
exactly.
You can't travel back home if you don't have your passport. Yeah. So he had them. Armed guards patrolled the jungle compound. Members were encouraged to snitch on one another and were forced to attend lengthy late night meetings. Their letters and phone calls were also censored. Jim Jones, who by then was in declining mental health and was addicted to drugs, had his own throne in the compound's main pavilion and compared himself to Vladimir Lenin and Jesus Christ. He was convinced that the government, the media, and others were out to destroy him. He also required People's Temple members to participate in mock suicide drills in the middle of the night. Leo Ryan, a U.S. representative from California, heard from some of his constituents that their family members were being held against their will at Jonestown, and he decided to go there to investigate. Ryan arrived in Guyana in November of 1978 with a delegation that included news reporters, photographers, along with concerned relatives of some of the People's Temple members. On November 17, the congressmen and reporters were welcomed to the Jonestown compound, to their surprise, with a dinner and an evening of entertainment. Jones even agreed to meet with the reporters. However, during the visit, about 15 People's Temple members asked Ryan's group to help them get out of Jonestown. On November 18th, Ryan and his group, which also included a small group of People's Temple defectors, left Jonestown. While waiting at a nearby jungle airstrip, they were ambushed by gunmen sent by Jim Jones. Congressman Ryan was killed, along with a reporter and a cameraman from NBC News, a photographer from the San Francisco Examiner, and a People's Temple member also died while attempting to leave. The same day as the murders on the airstrip, Jones told his followers that soldiers would come for them and torture them. He ordered everyone to gather in the main pavilion and commit what he termed as a revolutionary act. The youngest members of the People's Temple were the first to die. as parents and nurses used syringes to drop the potent mix of cyanide, sedative, and a powdered fruit juice into their throats. Jones had reportedly obtained a jeweler's license at some earlier point, which enabled him to stockpile cyanide, which I didn't know cyanide was used for jewelry, or as a jeweler would need cyanide. But
I didn't even know you could stockpile it.
Yeah. So he had that. So adults then lined up to drink the poison-laced concoction while armed guards surrounded the pavilion. This horrific event is the source of the phrase "drinking the Kool-Aid." So people say, "Don't drink the Kool-Aid." That's what it is.
Exactly. Yep.
So you guys heard that phrase, "drinking the Kool-Aid." Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's been drinking the Kool-Aid. So a weird fact about that. So, people drank the cyanide-laced punch, which birthed the phrase, drinking the Kool-Aid, referring to those who blindly and foolishly follow something. But it wasn't actual Kool-Aid that was used in the suicides, but rather a similar brand called Flavor Aid.
What?
Child, did you ever used to get Flavor Aid back in the day? That was like the cheaper brand.
Sometimes we did. Like if Kool-Aid was 5 cent a pack, what was Flavor Aid? 3 cent a pack?
3 cents, yeah.
Well, no. So we did used to have Flavor Aid.
We used to, when we was on a stricter budget. I remember we used to get that Flavor Aid sometime, and it didn't taste the same. It wasn't the same as Kool-Aid.
Right.
Yeah. So it was actually Flavor Aid. So it was, but everyone coined it, don't drink the Kool-Aid. So when Guyanese officials arrived at the Jonestown compound the next day, they found it carpeted with hundreds of bodies. Many people had perished with their arms around each other. Jim Jones, age 47, was found in a chair, dead from a single bullet wound to the head, most likely self-inflicted. The death toll at Jonestown on November 18th, 1978 was 909 people. A third of them were children. A few people managed to escape into the jungle that day, while at least several dozen more People's Temple members, including several of Jones's sons, were in another part of Guyana at the time. In total, only 33 survived. A terrifying recording of the event known as the Death Tape helped investigators understand what happened that night. Researchers also found over 1,000 recordings of propaganda, conversations, and sermons that painted the gruesome picture of the activities of the People's Temple. The investigation also uncovered the financial backings of the cult. Most of his money came from mail order donations from the desperate. Elderly members handed over their Social Security checks. Working adults gave 25% of their wages to the church, and some signed over all of their property. Government investigators would later find at least $10 million in Swiss banks, mainly in Panama. Another $1 million in cash was recovered at Jonestown. Among the hundreds and hundreds of deaths, there were a number of survivors in Jonestown. On the morning of November 18th, 1978, hours before the dramatic events unfolded, a group of 11 temple members, including a mother and her 3-year-old son, walked 35 miles to escape under the pretense of going on a picnic. 2 men, Stanley Clayton and Odell Rhodes, were able to bypass armed security through a mixture of luck and trickery. 3 other temple members, Mike Prokes and brothers Tim and Mike Carter, were sent out on a mission by Jim Jones's aide to deliver a suitcase of money to the Soviet embassy. I don't know what that was all about, but that's what that was.
Exactly. That's what I was wondering, like, what was that about?
Right? Most of the bodies of the people who died in the Guyana tragedy of November 1978 were transported to Dover Air Force Base in Delaware for identification and notification of the next of kin. Within a month, about 600 of the bodies had been identified, and families were able to make funeral arrangements. Some relatives could not be located, and others declined to assume custody of their dead bodies. In addition, nearly 300 people, mostly children, whose medical and dental records were minimal or non-existent, were never identified. In May of 1979, the Guyana Emergency Release Committee, an ad hoc group formed by the San Francisco Council of Churches, arranged to have 409 Jonestown dead transported across the country and buried them in a mass grave at Evergreen Cemetery in California. Only one man, Temple member Larry Layton, was tried in the United States for his involvement in the November 18th events. He was found guilty of conspiracy and aiding and abetting in the murder of Congressman Ryan and the attempted murder of U.S. Embassy official Richard Dwyer, and was sentenced to life in prison, though he was released in 2002. Another man, Charles Beekman, pleaded guilty.
Hold on. How you get sentenced to life and then get out?
And he was released, right. And another man, Charles Beekman, pleaded guilty to the attempted murder of a young girl and served a 5-year prison term in Guyana. It is possible to go to the site where Jonestown once stood, but it's also extremely difficult. Jonestown had been largely reclaimed by the jungle, so it's kind of, you can't get there unless I'm not sure why anybody would want to go, but yeah. So movies that were inspired by Jim Jones, and it was a few, and I think there might be a new one that's coming out too that they don't have the name of it yet, but they had The Sacrament, which was 2013. Jonestown, Life and Death of People's Temple, that was in 2006. Jonestown Paradise Lost, 2007. The Jonestown Massacre, 2016. And Jonestown Terror in the Jungle, 2018. So there you have it for the movies that kind of was spun off of the Jonestown Massacre.
Leonardo DiCaprio is about to be in a new Jonestown Massacre movie.
You know, I'm gonna have to look at it because I really don't know the details until you just told this.
Yeah,
I never followed that story.
Mm-hmm.
I've only seen a documentary. I haven't watched any of the movies about the situation, but I definitely watched a documentary, and it was a couple of survivors in the documentary, which made this, because I'm like, how in the world did he convince these people to do this?
Yeah. But I mean, they were forced to as well, though.
Yeah, they were.
They had all those armed guards.
But there were some people that willingly took the drink. And that was what was kind of amazing to me. Like, wow.
Right.
But when you say he was selling monkeys, you know, that's like when they say selling water to a well. I guess if you can sell monkeys to people, you have a way of convincing folks to do some of the things that you want them to do, I guess.
Wow, very manipulative.
And your kids too. Gosh.
Wow.
Yeah. And there was so many of them too, which is horrible.
It just amazes me how people can fall prey.
I know, to cults.
Something like, that's very extreme though, but wow.
Yeah. All right. So next we're going to go into we have a missing persons case that I want to highlight this week on Sipping and Wine. And the young lady's name is Kierra Coles. Kiara Coles was 26 and 3 months pregnant with her first child when she vanished on October 2nd, 2018. She was last seen near her apartment at 82nd and Vernon in the Chatham neighborhood of Chicago. Coles, an African-American woman, about 5'4", weighs 125 pounds and has black hair and brown eyes. Police said that she had a tattoo of a heart on her right hand and another that said Lucky Libra on her back. Early in the investigation, a chilling video of a postal worker, because she was a postal worker, I didn't put that up there, I'm sorry. And she was a postal worker too, though. But early in the investigation, a chilling video of a postal worker thought to be Kierra Coles surfaced. On October 3rd, the video captured at 11:45 a.m. from a neighbor's surveillance camera showed that many believe that it was Kierra dressed in her uniform walking past her parked car in Chicago's Chatham neighborhood. Everyone covered the story, thought that this was going to be the big break in the case. Later, it was determined that the video was of another woman who lived down the street who also worked at the post office. Kierra's mother told Chicago local station NBC5 that another Chatham neighbor showed her a video of Kierra and her boyfriend, Josh Simmons, a fellow postal employee, leaving her apartment in separate cars the night of Kierra's disappearance. The video was turned over to police. Karen Phillips, this is Kierra's mother, she also disclosed that after leaving Kierra's apartment, Chicago police detectives told her that the couple then went to an ATM nearby where video captured Kierra taking out $400 from her banking account and handing it over to her boyfriend, Josh Simmons. Police have not named any suspects or persons of interest, including the baby's father, Josh Simmons. Karen Phillips, Kiara's mother, said that her daughter and Josh dated for about 6 years, but he also had children with another woman who Kiara's mother said she didn't get along with. Her daughter didn't get along with the other mother. Kiara had a fight with the other baby's mother, and then she was banned from coming to the house afterwards. Karen Phillips questioned Josh Simmons' behavior at the time of the search, saying Simmons didn't help pass out flyers, and he stopped talking to her and moved to another state with the other woman shortly afterwards. News investigators found Simmons at an address in Louisiana, but he did not respond to letters that were sent there. Again, police have not named Simmons or any other person a suspect in this case. There is a reward for $45,000 and is being offered by her family for any information on this case. And we will post pictures and more information on our social media at sipnunwine for this young lady. So that is it for the missing persons case.
I sure hope they find out what happened, because this is a case that has bothered me, man.
Yeah,
I have my suspicions on who did what, but I hope they find answers for the family.
I know.
I do too.
I don't want to say
Man,
the baby's father, but geez, it's just weird.
You just hate to hear these stories. So sad.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, on a lighter note, let's swing over to our Take Another Sip segment. This is where we discuss something that really caught us off guard, surprised us. Maybe it made us mad, or maybe it made us laugh. But either way, it made us want to do what, ladies?
Take another sip.
Woo woo. I'm ready to take my sip over here. Let's do it. Let's do it.
So I got a question for you. Do you guys like Arby's curly fries or crinkle fries?
Yes.
You do?
I like
the curly fries. Curly fries?
Yeah,
yes,
the curly fries, yes.
Yes.
Okay. So do you guys like vodka?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want to love them at the same time?
No.
Yeah.
You do? Okay. So Arby's is releasing 2 limited edition vodkas inspired by its menu: Arby's Curly Fry Vodka and Arby's Crinkle Fry Vodka. Would you guys drink?
Well, alrighty then.
Would you drink?
I'll pass on a French fries themed vodka.
Oh, no.
I'll let y'all try it and tell me what it tastes like.
But you do know that's how they make vodka, though. It's out of potato.
Yeah, that's what it says. So it says
they do make it. That's how it's made.
Yeah, that's what it said.
Corn based too, but
no, it's potato.
So in keeping with the flavor of the fries, Curly Fry Vodka will be distilled with cayenne, paprika, onion, and garlic, while Crinkle Fry Vodka will simply have kosher salt and sugar flavoring. Both bottles will cost $59.99 each. So,
oh wow, yeah, I think Tito's is actually like a corn-based vodka. So I had no idea that they do the potato-based vodka. But when you start talking about them seasonings and everything, I'm gonna let y'all try it and tell me about it. It's still a hard no for me.
I'm gonna try it. I'll try it.
But Martia, guess what the proof of this vodka is? I don't know.
Don't tell her. Don't tell her. Don't tell her. She said no.
Once I tell you, you're gonna be like,
don't tell her.
I'm still gonna give it a hard pass on that.
No bueno. No bueno. Don't tell her.
So the proof of this vodka is 80.
Oh wow.
Boom.
It's 80 proof, y'all.
I'm still not trying it. No thanks.
I was just like,
don't worry. When we have a get together, I'll be like, here, Martia.
I want to try it. I think I might try it.
I wish Arby's the best, because it seems like they're trying to pull out all the stops, because
I love that curly fries though.
That's the only thing I get when I go there. You know, like I don't eat. Who else? Who's keeping Arby's open?
Yeah.
So you know what? Yeah. We don't have one near us.
So if I buy the curly fried vodka, I will send pictures and I will let y'all know. But yeah, so it will be available starting November 18th, 2021.
Okay.
Wow.
www.arbysvodka.com. It'll be available starting November 18th. So it's out there, you guys. So it's that www.arbysvodka.com. And, you know, if I do it, I'm going to let you guys know and I'll send pictures. But you can go there now and look at the pictures. I mean, I don't know. It might be onto something.
Okay.
It might be. What y'all think?
No, you know my thoughts.
Demetrius, you wouldn't drink it?
I'm gonna try it.
Oh, you would? Okay.
I think this is just a desperate attempt for Arby's to reach another population. So good luck.
But they got it.
Yeah,
because I might.
Yeah,
because I might be one of the ones because I don't go to Arby's at all. And if I do, it's to get French fries. It's just the fries. That's about it.
Who would ever thought you'd see Arby's name on a doggone alcohol bottle?
Right.
Girl, everybody's. Don't worry, McDonald's is probably
and
next.
It's French fry theme. Okay. Do your thing, Arby's.
I know. So if you guys don't want to go to the website or whatever, or if it's all gone or whatever it is, I'm gonna post pictures of the bottle because they have it online now, and it'll be posted at Sippin' and Wine on our Instagram and Facebook. If you guys just want to take a look at it, but I might get it, and if I do, I'll come back and report that.
Okay.
All right. So you know what? What's the next thing? Guess what, guys?
Don't tell me it's time for us to conclude. Oh wow!
So it's back to we hate to leave, but we gotta go.
We hate to leave, but we gotta go.
Oh no!
We gotta do our day job.
Okay,
man.
Until this is paying the bills.
This was a great episode, though.
Yeah, so this is a good kickoff to our December theme movies that are inspired by true crime.
Yes,
actually happened. And then other fun fact about me, I've told you guys that I'm a scaredy cat. So my stuff that's kind of like, that doesn't scare me. Because when I looked it up to try to find movies that were from true crime, it was movies that were like scary movies to me. So I just didn't even want that on my computer.
Okay.
It was kind of scaring me. So I went for the, more milder stuff that
was not mild by any means.
Oh, you're great. I can't wait for that.
That's not mine.
Yeah. So Demetrius's will be a lot more be a heavy.
Oh, it's gonna be a hacker.
Oh gosh.
Oh wow.
Okay. Well, I can't wait for that, I guess. All right, guys. Well, until next time, you guys check us out on all our social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Yes.
Where else? I think we're everywhere. And then our podcast is where all the podcasts be at, where all the cool kids are.
Spotify.
We there too.
Google, Apple. We're there.
With all the cool kids.
All the cool kids.
Yep. So check us out, like us, share us, subscribe to us.
And comment. Okay.
We love all that. And please tag us. We like
tag. Oh yeah, tag the drink if y'all do. Yeah.
Tag the drink. And if you guys do buy that Arby's curly fry or crinkle fry vodka, tag us.
Yes, please.
Let's talk about it because I might have it too, and I can tell you what I think about it. All right. So again, thank you guys for your support. We do appreciate every listen that we get, and if you guys made it this far, we appreciate you even more.
Yes.
All right. So until next time, bye sippers. Bye Martia. Bye Demetrius.
Bye ladies.
Bye ladies. Bye sippers. Bye.